Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since my last videos because there was no interest in them or little to none, and I didn't get a lot of feedback, and so I realized I missed at what I was trying to aim for, and I've also been very busy, so I've taken out time to live my life. I am a full-time teacher and leader in two different capacities, so I've been doing that and doing some self-work and taking more time to do that, and it's been very beneficial. So I'm back to share with you what I've been learning in the last month and researching a lot since the election. Like I think everyone, I have been emotionally reacting, whether you are a Trump supporter, Johnson, Stein, Clinton, it doesn't matter. We're all being triggered. Neptune is in Pisces. We have been looking back at what we believe. In a way, we've been waking up to the deceptions that we've believed. I was deceived to think that I was completely safe in this country, and I'm not. And that was good to wake up to, that you have to fight for life and you have to stay awake. So I want to talk about this at three different levels. And this meaning, what is the long-term thing that's happening here? I believe it's incredibly hopeful, actually. So that's what I want to bring to you today. There's so much fear out there, and it's deception. So at a local level, there are 7 Pluto generations alive in the world right now. There may be some of Pluto in Gemini, but I think for the most part, they're gone. Pluto and Cancer people are the oldest generation alive right now. They were the ones who protected the homeland. Think about Pluto and Cancer people that you know in your life. Those were basically World War II, post-World War I babies. So these people grew up in a time when the world was maybe as divided as it is now, if not more. And they needed to protect their own kinds. There was intense nationalism at that time. There was increasing populist anger that voted in fascist or socialist or communist dictators. Much like today, people were reacting. So that generation was a water sign in Cancer, and right now they are seeing the divisions and they are holding tightest to those that they know and are familiar with and don't want to have the unfamiliar in their home. As Cancer, they are the caretakers, they're the nurturers. They also share the same sign as our country's sun sign, which is Cancer. So they're tapped into a certain nature of our country. At the same time, again, their world was different. Then we had Pluto and Leo, which are the baby boomers. That was a bigger generation. That's a large number of years, up until about 1957. And that generation used to be the biggest in the country. Now it's us Pluto and Scorpios, and the Pluto and Leos do not like that. Think about Leo. I love my Leo friends, again, and I have all my Scorpio in the 5th house, but Leos are prideful, and they think that they are number one. They don't think, they believe that they are number one. And anyone who tries to step on their rock, they will push off and yell at until they get off. That's what's happening right now between us millennials and baby boomers. You see all the articles about baby boomers talking crap about millennials, millennials talking crap about baby boomers. That's what's going on. So that is a real division because those two signs square one another, and we are the two biggest generations that weigh on society. Also, the baby boomers used to have a country that they believe was better, and that was great. So they're looking to make it great again. Us millennials do not relate because we grew up with 9/11, with intense loss of freedom, with propaganda in the news, all these different things at such a level. And as Scorpios, we're skeptic and we kind of expect mistrust anyhow and bad things to happen, which is very different from Leo. Leo does not want negative things. They want to have fun and they want to enjoy life and they just want to, you know, live it up. So that's a real division happening right now. And in the middle, we have Pluto in Virgo and Pluto in Libra. We have our younger baby boomers and our Gen X people. And the Libras, they want peace. I've noticed a couple of my siblings are Pluto and Libra, and they're uncomfortable with this fighting. They just want it all to be resolved. Both the Pluto in Libra and the Pluto in Virgo people had, now please don't be triggered when I say this, or try to still hear me, had easier opportunities finding jobs. So again, they were also in a different world, but they're also understanding of younger generations, and them being younger generations themselves, experiencing loss. A lot of them were individual workers. They started up their own companies. They took care of themselves. We have our yoga moms from the Virgo generation, health, well-being of the self, looking inward, individuality, taking care of the self, and then Libra looking out for relationships and having lots of divorces. So everyone's been through their own stuff. This is the local level, and then we have the kids who are just becoming adults, being the Pluto and Sagittarius generation, and then the newborns being Pluto and Capricorn ever since 2008. Now, there's the second level. Pluto and Capricorn is bringing death to and transfiguration to governmental structures. It's been happening since 2008. It returned to Capricorn, which is the sign it was in when our country was founded in 1776. The last time Pluto went into Capricorn was 1760, and it lasted until 1777. So yes, we are in the midst of revolutionary change and war. The time before was during the Protestant Reformation in Europe, and the spread of information to people back in the 1520s, 1530s. That was the last time before the American Revolution, French Revolution, that Pluto was in Capricorn. So each time it comes about, it changes our structures and our government. So this is happening again. It's bringing up, but because it's direct to the first time our country became a country, declared independence, it's bringing up, okay, what do we actually believe about our country? And with Neptune and Pisces, we're thinking, what do we believe? What do we believe? What do we believe? And all of us from different generations believe different things, but there's kind of a split down the middle after the Leos and before the Virgos, where those of us who are Virgo through Capricorn are okay with things moving forward into a new world, and the ones that are in Leo or Cancer miss the old world, and when people get closer to death, they try to address all of their fears when they get older in life, and they become more and more and more and more afraid. In ways, go back to childhood, revisit childhood memories, and all they can see, the Cancer people, is that if we hold our beloved ones closer and we get out those horrible foreign people, then all the problems will go away. There's a lot of what's going on. Scorpio people don't see it that way. Pluto and Scorpio, and I actually have Pluto conjunct my Sun and Mercury and Venus, so I really tapped into this energy. We actually don't care that you think that we're whining. We don't see it as whining. We see ourselves as addressing straight up just the truth of everything. And we are fully willing to admit that, sure, we're a bit entitled, but so are you, right? Like, it's that whole, why are you trying to blame all of the problems of the world on us? We're just going to keep going. Yeah, we'll be a little bit hurt by that, but Scorpio, when they're hurt, Scorpio's just like, fine, then you're useless and I'll dismiss you. We're just going to dismiss people that continue to hurt us. It's not going to affect us because we build a bigger shell around ourselves and we use it as armor. So the people trying to battle millennials are only making it worse for themselves, because we are going to fight for what we're going to fight for. And Scorpio likes to win and is usually pretty good at it because we don't let people's shit destroy us. We let it transform us and make us stronger. So that's what's going on there at that level. And then at the biggest level, this is the end of the age of Pisces. In the next 10 years, every single one of the outer planets will go through Aquarius. And the last one being that Pluto will enter Aquarius in 2024. And it will stay there for then the next generation. And on top of that, all these other planets going through Aquarius, there's going to be aspects where they stay in air signs. So we are entering the age of Aquarius pretty much now. This is the transition. Look at what this war that really is happening, look at what it's about. It's already begun, in my opinion. You look at, as soon as you expose governmental leaks, that government has no respect anymore. I mean, just history shows you, government has to look sanctified and holy, which sounds like dirty words to us right now because we think that's exactly what's got us into this trouble. And also, as a country, we're revisiting, we declared independence from a government just like that was secretive and not helping us. And yet, at the same time, every government needs to have its borders, not national borders, right? Like, that's debatable. I'm not trying to talk about that, but simply protection. Just like every person needs their protection for themselves. And all that seems like no one has any protection right now, whether you're online or in writing. Everything seems to be exposed, both personally and collectively. So during this Pluto return, and it's returning in the country's second house, that will address our financial state, what are our finances based on, and it'll transform us that way, and what are we worth materially. So what I would say that I'm seeing and that I want to tap into and encourage with is that all of the stuff that seems so bad right now is because we're in transition. And transitions are always extremely painful and uncomfortable because we have to decide whether we're willing to let go of the things that are dead. We just, in a lot of ways, elected a government based on seeing things that seem dead not working or not working fast enough. So therefore we reached, in some ways, further into our past to try to bring up things that in today's world don't function the same way. And yet, if we grip onto them hard enough, right, we can make them work again. That's what we do in life all the time. Emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically. We hold tight to our past when we are so scared to face the future. But the future is happening, and the younger generations will be the ones to see it. And Pluto and Capricorn children will be the ones to build it. And the Aquarians will be the ones to invent it. The Scorpios will be the ones to provide wisdom in the future, and the Sages will be the ones to go out and explore all the possibilities before we build. So this is the change that's happening. Take heart. For those who want to cling to the past, you can continue to see how that works for you. Usually, in my experience in my life, which hasn't been very long, and you can think it's arrogant for me to say so because people see Scorpio this way, but and you're entitled to your opinion, but I will say my thing anyhow. From my experience, I have not grown ever from clinging to my past. I've grown towards the future by allowing things to happen. So for all of us, we should allow this to happen. That doesn't mean take a back seat, but look at your chart, find your midheaven, find your Jupiter, look at what makes you successful and go for that. And don't hide in a corner because things are scary. They're going to get better, but they're not going to become less scary by you escaping from them. That's that Pisces energy that is, at this point, fading into the background. And we have to embrace a much more practical and holistic solution to things that involves good brain power and communication. So, peace be with you, and go do your own research and question everything. This is the time to do that. Question everything, ask lots of questions, and listen, and see what you find. All right. Again, if you enjoyed this, subscribe to my channel, leave comments, and have a great week.